Hello, everybody, and welcome back, to our very new series that we are rebranding called the Holbeck Humanitarians. Now, you might have heard the first 3 episodes where Tony and Jared played in the Holbeck Humanitarians as 2 warriors protecting the town of Holbeck. But now what we're doing is something special, which you are going to understand in a moment. Join with me today are the other 3 favorite first songs I can barely remember, starting with Mom, I'm Never Gonna Like Your Music, ManWithGlass.
Hello, ManWithGlass here. You might know me from the Patreon shoutouts. My first favorite song definitely was I Write Sins, Not Tragedies by Panic at the Disco.
That is an amazing first song.
I loved that song. Oh my god.
And if you're confused as to why we have a special guest today that is not Alec or any of the other members of this podcast, that is because this series is the first of a new series where we play with guests of the D&D community. That's right. If you have a nice GoXLR or really nice USB microphone, maybe consider auditioning for this series and playing with us in a one-shot.
If you have a measly $1,000 of audio equipment and you like Dungeons and Dragons loosely, like, you know, give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Give it a shot.
And next up, join with us is Tony. This is somewhat a Tony Plays. Tony, what is your first favorite song that you can remember?
Oh, man. You know what? It was going to be a Linkin Park song that I embarrassingly just remembered that it was Who Let the Dogs Out. Because it was the first CD I ever owned when I got one of those giant stereo systems. And I think that song was on repeat until like the CD scratched itself inside the stereo system.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like in 5th grade. So yeah.
You know, it's so weird listening to like those songs back specifically, like that one, or even like the boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Want You. Just because of the double entendres. Like, I'm pretty sure Who Let the Dogs Out was about like ugly girls.
Whoa.
Very well might be.
White
Very
Knight
well might
Regna
be.
reformed. All women are queens, my good sir. How dare you?
Okay.
And yes, this draft horse is high. Thank you.
All right, Tony, how about you pass that torch to our next guest?
Jerry, what's your favorite song, bud?
My first song that I can remember being like, this is my favorite thing ever was Sublime What I Got from their
That
self-titled
is another
CD.
banger.
Remember that.
Yeah. I remember playing that CD and being like, this is what music can be? Oh my God. It was amazing.
And he's on drugs? What? Why is the sun on the album cover melting? That's crazy.
No, this is the album was the tattoo on the back.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
I don't know my Sublime albums that well, but
Me neither.
How dare you?
I know.
I know that song very well.
Mhm.
This is where I wait for Jared to pass it to me.
Oh, Dan. I'm not used to going last. I'm used to passing it to Dan second. I'm not used to going last.
Oh, man. It's funny.
Dan, I guess we need to hear about yours, too.
Oh, thank you for asking, Jared. My first favorite song that I can remember that my parents played all the time in the car and was on the radio quite a lot was The Middle by Jimmy Eat World, which is also possibly my favorite band of all time.
Mm.
The Middle was definitely the first favorite song and also one of my go-to karaoke songs. So there was that as
Nice.
well.
The Middle as a karaoke song?
Yeah.
Try to picture it.
I've literally done it in front of you.
What? What?
At TwitchCon.
What?
I'm trying to picture this thing that you actually did in
First of
front
all,
of me.
you can't use TwitchCon as a point of reference for everything because I was wearing the same softball jersey for 4 days, absolutely blasted. So you cannot
Fair.
use that.
That is fair.
Have you seen those pictures?
I think I have a video of it.
Oh, you definitely do. You
Mhm.
definitely do somewhere. But you know the deal. Before we get into the show, we're going to give you the rundown. And today's rundown is very simple. If you feel like you just want to try out those acting chops, get some voice acting experience, or just want to have some fun playing with us and sharing in the content, then go on and click that link down below to a Google form. And if you submit to that Google form and audition, and we like your audition, we will enter you into this running series where we will have essentially rolling submissions and rolling guests. So go click that link down below. But without further ado, how about we hit it, Bard? Reminder to myself to create a unique Hombres Heroes intro.
DONOTDIE, don't die, HULLBECK. Let's go! Walking through the streets and I'm feeling okay. Joined with special guests and I'm sure they'll be just fine. Hold back, humanitarians. It's their time to shine, to shine. That's right, yeah. The Hombres Heroes, here to save the day. Do.
Umbrea's mightiest heroes. Yeah.
Hold back.
For
hold
the
back.
people and the animals.
And the animals.
Humanitarians.
Just do a spoof or what do they call it? Parody of the middle.
Yeah.
I have Drell's horse. It's not canon. Do.
I saw you playing with the horse in the middle of all that, and I was about to burst out laughing. All
right, boyos. A light fog
That's my word.
has settled over the town of Holbeck as gray clouds diffuse the light above. Small wooden rowboats bob by the docks, water drips off roofs from the rain that just finished falling, and very few people can be seen stomping through muddy streets on the slow weekend day in Holbeck. As we fade into the Holbeck Humanitarian Stronghold, a Dragonborn can be seen wiping his dew-covered equipment with a cloth. Tony, please remind the audience who you are playing.
Yes, I am playing Regna the Reformed, who is a gem Dragonborn paladin, Wrath of Vengeance. And with his new reformness, he has devoted his life as a Holbeck humanitarian, living in Bahamut's name, gathering platinum and everyone else's platinum as donations for Bahamut himself, so that everyone may bask in his light, live in happiness, and ultimately feel joy for the first time. He is a 6'7" Dragonborn, completely made of crystal, almost see-through. He's wearing chain plate-ish armor. He carries around a glaive and a halberd and a lance. He has all the long weapons, and he has his head is more of like a crest shape. It actually resembles more of a chromatic dragon's face. It's very sharp. It has those regal horns where his face kind of looks more of like that shield crest shape, I believe it's called. And you see that his pauldron's scales kind of like really pronounced, ready for his set of wings one day, hopefully to come with Bahamut's grace. And then, that's Regna, and he is currently cleaning his weapons cleaning the dew off his weapons, as Dan mentioned.
Yes, and as he finishes cleaning his weapons, he begins to walk down the hall. An elf can be seen slinking behind Regna, almost hidden in his shadow. Jared, please remind the audience who you are playing.
Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm playing.
Do you remember who you are playing?
Do you remember your
It's been
character?
so long. I've played so many other one characters. I'm playing Eekhom. He is a wood elf with dark hair. He is the Way of the Long Death monk. He's level 7. He uses a spear as his main weapon. And he's kind of an edgy guy. He's kind of in between death and life at this moment, and is kind of trying to find his place in this world.
As Regna stops and you hit him in the back of his armor.
No! It seems by the only place I cannot see, for I am blind and have no eyes back there, must be my friend Eekhom!
Hi again.
If it isn't my favorite wood elf, please, as your namesake, would you join me?
What are we doing now?
And as you ask him to join you, you do hear from his office Juan Shanson shouting out, Regna! Eekhom! Get in my office!
Here we go.
We will talk about Bahamut's light in just a moment as we are being called. I get up hastily and I jaunt to the Juan Shanson's office.
I sit, mutter to the horse that's outside. I better not involve any frogs this time.
I don't think so. Hopefully a normal day today.
I missed that toad.
Listen, bit of a situation. Okay. Me and some of the humanitarians were outside the forest, and we bumped into what we thought was some kind of earth elemental. Took it in, questioned it, tried to fight it. Turns out it's actually friendly, but when we tried to put it back in the forest, it actually wouldn't go back in the forest and begged us to be part of the humanitarians. And I don't want to deal with that today because I have a lot of paperwork. So this is your responsibility now. And behind you in the corner of the room, what you thought was a statue when you walked in is actually what looks like some kind of earth elemental, but I will let ManWithGlass describe his character.
Hello. I'm gonna save the name for now. But I am a druid of the moon, earthborn, a little what do we call it? Homebrew. Earth elemental. I look like a turtle, and I'm wielding a staff of flowers. That's my main source of damage here. I'm also wearing, in my mind, I imagine that what's his name? Shanson.
Yep.
Shanson found me naked in the woods and decided that I was a little too indecent, so he gave me some humanitarian merch. So I'm wearing a Holbeck humanitarian shirt and no pants.
Yes, and around your waist is a belt, and on it is engraved in the front, in the belt buckle, it says J on the left and R on the right. Could mean junior, but it also means junior reformer. And Eekhom and Regna, you know that Fut used to be a junior reformer, but has since leveled up, has since been promoted to just a regular reformer like yourselves, and is off training some other schmuck. Yeah, you know the deal. Take him around town, get him acquainted with us and what we do, and just make it not my responsibility, please. All right, thank you. Out of my office. And he shoos you off.
But Captain, I assure you that I stare at Eekhom.
Okay, we went from frogs to turtles. Gotta be kidding me.
I think he's a rock.
Oh.
I am a turtle.
Oh, see, I was right.
I breathe, I bleed, just like you guys.
Shanson goes, a turtle. Yeah, of course.
Oh, you're just beyond the door. You're still listening. Okay, that's great. Captain.
Yes?
Captain. Oh, great. Fantastic. Okay. I'm trying to crack the door open a little bit.
Can you ask quicker, please?
Yes. And my dragonborn nose is like just in the crook of the door.
Yeah.
And he's just like whispering. He's like, how are we supposed to teach a rock how to be a humanitarian? They're not an
That's for you
animal
to figure
or a
out.
person. What do you mean it's
And he mage hands the door closed.
That's pretty embarrassing.
I think
Oh my goodness, how exciting.
As these glowing blue eyes just stare blankly at you guys.
I mean, I guess introductions are in place. Hello. What are your names?
I'm Eekhom, and I give him a nod and a kind of a wave.
I reach for his hand and grab it and like shake it as hard as possible. Hello. How are you?
Oh, okay. Good. Good. And I kind of slunk over to the side of the wall away from him.
And you, sir?
Yes, I am Regna, once dubious and dastardly, now reformed and brilliant. And I shake his hand.
Nice. My name here is B. Hummet.
What did you say your name was? And I get real close to him.
B. Hummet.
Can you spell that?
B. Hummet.
I like your enthusiasm, however, I've never seen identity fraud of a god before. This is the first for me. I'm not sure whether to be insulted or impressed.
Me, a god?
I would like to make an insight check for any godly...
Yeah, do an insight check.
That's a nat 20! It's 22. Any relation to Bahamut.
As you're talking to Bahamut, one of the guards walks by. You know this to be one of the elite guards that usually hangs out with Shanson. He's like, sup, Bahamut, and keeps walking.
Hello. Oh,
Hope you're doing well. And he goes into his office, and you can clearly tell that this guy doesn't really know what you're talking about, and is just named himself something that he heard, and probably just likes the name. Nothing godly there.
Do I notice any canaries?
No.
Okay. I squint. This is a hard squint. Well, we better be on our best behavior, Eekhom. I'm not
Just in case.
I put my arm over his shoulder. Look, listen, I'm not saying that's him. I'm not gonna take the chance if it is him. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you mean. All I know is I'm mad that this is a turtle. Like, who? Like, a turtle? Like, right now? Like, what are we gonna get next?
I walk into them like, we're gonna be best friends.
Oh God.
And as the three of you collect your things and get situated, you take Beehummet outside into the town. The first 4 hours are very dull. On this wet, moist day, nobody's really out playing. The kids aren't playing, even though it's a weekend day. You see a couple fishermen on the docks. It's very slow in the town center, in the square. You probably do 2 laps around the edge of the town, showing him, your favorite lookout points and getting him situated before making it back to the town square. And as you make it back to the town square and you get some pastries from one of the shops, all of a sudden you hear a blood-curdling scream coming from the southeast portion of the town.
Someone needs our help. I call my horse.
By what name?
Well, I summon him from an ethereal plane because of how. His name is
Hummet.
I'm gonna call him. I would call him Electrum. My hand goes up into the air, as if I'm trying to call it from the heavens itself, and off screen comes a draft horse.
An ethereal neigh as it comes into existence.
And I hop on and I jaunt over on Electrum and head over to the blood curdling scream.
Yeah, everybody make me an initiative roll.
What?
And depending on what you get will determine how fast you are to get to the situation.
I rolled a 5.
I got a 16.
A 13.
Wait, I outran the horse?
You did.
Whoa.
There's danger here. I'm going.
React faster than the horse.
Yeah, Eekhom knows how to work the rooftops. Your horse has to go around buildings. So he's jumping around.
We're working on it.
And you and your rock form, you just glide under the earth to get there.
Oh, wow.
Eekhom and B-Money, as I like to call him, you pop up in the southeastern part of town, which are just a couple small shops and some houses. And as you pop up, you see some hooded figures running away far in the distance, going up into the mountains. And you see in front of you a short human woman with light brown hair and a tight ponytail. She wears a dark green dress with a powdery apron over it. You know her as Astra, a town baker, and she seems to be crying and comforted by Gregory, who is her husband, a slender human man with tight curly hair, black hair that as he comforts her. And then after the hooded figures go into the woods, Regna pops up with the horse just a little after these two and just under the initiative roll.
Oh, he didn't see him? Is what you're
No,
saying?
you did not see the hooded figures, Regna.
Since Eekhom is shy around girls, he goes up to Gregory and starts talking and says, What's with the hooded figures?
I don't know. My wife, if she calms down, she can tell you. And she is unconsolable. And for the first minute, you're all just trying to get a handle of the situation, get some of the other townspeople that are looking away from the scene. And then finally she, oh my goodness, my poor daughter Lillian. I was baking with her when all of a sudden these hooded men came in and took her away. I don't know why, but they took her daughter. And Gregory gets a grim face over him and he's like, oh my goodness, I heard when I was in the workshop, I came too late. I'm so sorry. And you do see Janston and Flax at the edge of the town and they seem injured and getting themselves together.
I think Beehummet would just start walking up, seeing a woman crying, obviously not right on the mind. So he walks up and just says, oh my goodness, don't worry, we're here to help. And with my staff of flowers, I I start blooming some tulips from the ground right underneath her feet. The same way somebody would maybe start trying to soothe a baby. Bahamut is like canonically like very like 1-year-old, so he doesn't understand like how to make people feel good.
Distraction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, give me either a performance or a persuasion check, I suppose, to help soothe her in this moment.
Performance or persuasion. Perfect. -1 on both of those, so cool.
Nice.
A 9.
Yeah, as you do this field of flowers around her, she panics at first, and then she looks around and she sees the flowers. Oh, those were her favorite flowers! As she begins crying for another minute straight.
Oh my god, he's a natural.
Eekhom is fully taken 5 steps backwards from
Eekhom,
that
you
situation.
see, he established a connection.
Yeah,
Common ground. Flowers. Her missing daughter likes flowers.
yeah.
I definitely see her crying more as like me doing bad. So I think I'm gonna like look into like my pack. I do have like wood carving tool, so I think prior to this, Bahamut has been like whittling a little bit.
Okay.
He's just like throwing out a bunch of like here's a little duck, or like here's a paper crane made out of wood. But then he brings out like one maybe like oblong thing and shows it to the woman and just says something along the lines like, "This is my prized possession. Please take care of it for me. And while we're gone, we're gonna save your daughter, all right?"
After pushing the tears away from her eyes, she grabs the object, flabbergasted, and just kind of looks at her husband. Her husband pokes you. Like, is that a spell? Is he with you guys? And then he sees the JR on the belt. Oh, a trainee. Yes. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Yes, it's his first day on the job, but might I say he's doing spectacular.
Ah, my head. Ow. Ah.
I turned
that
the
hurts.
whole horse around to that noise.
Yeah.
You see
Eekhom
Flax and
wanting to get out of the situation.
Janston at the edge near the forest. I know. That was not our best battle. Not at all.
You just stood there.
I was scared. They were fierce.
I would like to have a conversation with them. I walk Electrum over, be like, Johnston, Flaxton,
Oh, hey, Regna.
what's the issue? What ails you?
Ow.
You see there's blood come from his head.
I got bonked. Oh, I got bonked.
Bonk, did you
Big time.
wear your commissioned helmet? It's part of your uniform.
I left it at home.
See, this is why we bring your helmet.
You're right.
What
You're
do we
always right.
say?
I know.
Helmet, cup, and knee pads.
Ah.
You're part of the uniform for a reason.
I knew the one day I didn't bring it because I wanted to look cool because I think they look silly, you know?
One day,
It's just.
we had this conversation a few times.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe
So
I forgot last
what are
month
we
too,
gonna
and the month
bring?
before.
What are we gonna bring tomorrow?
Our helmet.
Right.
Our
See,
helmet.
take this as a learning experience.
You might want to get after those guys.
Do you have a description?
Hooded figures.
No, they're not just hooded figures. Blacks. They're cultists. We've been having some cultist activities in the mountains lately. I'm sure you heard. Oh, I'm not sure which ones these are, but they had these like glowing green accents on the robes. That's about all I saw.
Cultists! Green! And I charge after. I go right into the woods.
Oh, okay, Regna, thanks. We're gonna get this figured out. We'll help everybody else.
And they get up and help some of the townsfolk and try and calm down the lady.
Bahamut, try to keep up.
Before I leave, I walk up to the lady. I'm like, "I call that object a hydrogen bomb," and I walk away.
What?
She looks down like, what? She has no idea what any of those words mean.
Mushroom cloud in the distance. Obviously unrelated.
As you head into the woods up towards the mountain, how this is going to work is we are going to roll on some random encounters, and we are also going to do a survival check at the end of each encounter. And depending on your survival checks, whoever wants to do that will determine if you get there a little faster or not. So who wants to give me the first D8 roll?
I think it should go to Glass here. I think it should go to Bahamut.
A D8?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me that D8.
A die 8. A die 8, as the old people say.
All right, 7.
Oh, we're getting into the thick of it right away. As you make your way through the woods and through essentially you're riding along the edge of the lake near Holbeck, going towards the front of the mountain. And as you make it through the woods kind of become more sparse, and you make your way into a valley that is very muddy. And no matter which way you look, you know you're going to have to be working your way through this muck. And as you start working your way through this muck, all of a sudden you start to see bubbling in the mud. And in this difficult terrain, you start to see movement. And all of a sudden, you start to see these dripping, gross brown creatures slowly lift their heads from the muck, almost like these deep brown, wet dragons with deep red eyes. And you realize, this is bad. We are surrounded. Let's get the hell out of here. And how this is going to work is, as you see these little mud demons, you are going to try running away. Everybody is going to roll an initiative, an acrobatics check, and an athletics check. And tell me what you get.
All together, like added up, or individually?
Individually.
Yeah, 20. It's a
Nice.
21 on initiative.
17 on initiative.
I got 9.
You matched their initiative, which means you passed their initiative.
Hey.
So as these bubbling creatures come up, they slash at you with these thick brown claws, and you see this necrotic energy kind of fly off, just missing you. And you push forward and kind of dig under the muck to kind of continue on. As you continue on, everybody please roll me a acrobatics check.
Jesus, I'm rolling like shit. I got a 6.
That's a dirty little 20.
Rookie's having a hard time. As you are going under the muck and using your burrow speed, you run into one of these creatures accidentally as you're burrowing through, and it is going to hit you for 2d6 necrotic damage. That is 6 necrotic damage. The other two very refined adventurers have been through a lot. Monk is very fast. Regna, you're very strong. You jump over one. You literally like just hop over one of the dragons as it slashes at you. Eekhom, you're kind of zipping your way, almost like running on water through the muck.
Electrum away.
And then, yeah, you jump with your horse over as about 20 of these muck creatures are chasing after you. And then everybody is going to make me one more athletics check.
Athletics.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I got a 6.
Oh my goodness.
I have
12.
good like bonuses too. I don't know what's happening.
Oh no. Everybody failed their athletics check. Eekhom, your foot gets stuck in the mud and one of these creatures rolls up on you and you can't pull it out in time. Regna, one of them pushes into your horse and your horse isn't strong enough to keep you up. And when you surface Behummet from the bottom, 2 of them grab you for a moment and another one claws you, and you are all going to take 44, which is 8 necrotic damage.
44.
4.
You each take 8 necrotic damage, but eventually work together to push them away and make it out of the muck, and you see that they don't follow you once you get to the edge of the muck, and you continue on with your adventure.
Oof. I'm not doing too hot, guys.
Oh no. Oh no.
Is there anything you would like to do before moving on, Behummet? You can use one action. I always allow one action between events.
All right, then I am going to. I gotta cure wounds myself. I'm already like at half health.
Use one of your potions if you like.
Oh, I do have potions, right? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
You can use one of your potions in between these events and get yourself up to whatever that potion gives you, max, since you're using it as an action.
All right. I look at my rock form and it's like it's starting to like some pieces are chipping off and some is like turning to dust and I just yell, "I'm bleeding!"
Oh no, I'm bleeding.
Oh, no,
bleeding.
the mud.
Oh no, all my blood.
That is sap.
Is there anything the two of you would like to do as well before the next event?
Yes, Oh no, it's only up to 1 minute.
We can say you do whatever that thing is before the next event happens.
Would like to cast Bless. Level 1.
Yes, so that'll be a pre-event action that you can do, and I'm not sure there's anything monk related you really need to do, Eekhom, but
As Bahamut heals and I get blessed ready, I go over to Bahamut and I'm like, let me have a word of radiance with you. Listen, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous and treacherous here, okay? You need to keep your eyes on the prize, but never lose faith in, and I squint at him again, in you. And I press my finger up against him. And I go back to my horse.
All right, Jared, you good?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I need to do. No, I can't. I haven't seen anything. I'm all good.
Yes, as these mud creatures roar after you in these bubbly screams and screeches, you make your way farther towards the mountain, the foot of the mountain, as Eekhom, before you roll your event, who would like to do a survival check?
Me, for sure.
Is anybody proficient in survival?
I am.
Oh, so you can give him a help action then.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you can do that with advantage, Eekhom.
Well, my first one was a 19, and my second one was a 1. So we'll go with the first one.
Oh, you barely miss the first DC.
What?
It gets easier and easier as you go. That's how my DCs usually work when I'm DMing. So this first DC was a DC 20 because you don't have a ton of information yet. You notice a few bits of cloth that have come off in the trees that look like part of these dark robes. And you kind of get the general direction where they're going, but you don't get any information that would help you go faster. And as we move forward, Eekhom, please roll me a D8.
1d8.
And re-roll 7 if you hit a 7.
A 1.
A 1.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk through the forest along the base of the mountain, the number of trees dwindle as healthy greens turn into bony, leafless toothpicks almost. The fog is lighter here as a deep river comes into view. You don't hear any rushing water, however, and as you get closer, you realize that the river has dried up and there is this bone-scattered gully in front of you that reeks of death and decay.
The ambiance of a black dragon makes me sick.
As you look around, you do notice that there's no bridge, but there is a little, almost like a ramp, a little path leading down into the gully, and across the way you see another path leading up, if not a log that you might be able to climb up.
I proceed forward.
Yes, and as you go into this gully, you realize that this could be dangerous, and you cast Bless upon your companions. And as you go in, you are going to make me another series of checks. You happen to get the 2 things that are mostly just checks so far. The first one is going to be a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, if you are within 10 feet of me, you get +3 to all saving throws, because my paladin...
Which they are.
Yes. Oh my god.
Y'all should be good.
Biscuits.
I got a 29 since it was a dexterity. I rolled flat dexterity as opposed to.
All right, so B Money gets a plus
9.
what from your aura?
+3.
So 4 plus 3
And then my bless plus 2 is a 9.
You missed the DC by 1 point.
Oh my
What?
god.
I rolled a
man.
29. It was
No, not you. Not you, Jared.
I was like, what? That was like a group thing. I was like,
No, B Money.
Pass with my 11.
Everybody else passed.
Yay.
yay.
B Money's having a hard time. He's,
I was
used
just
to
like whistling along, so happy to be with his buddies, his best friends right now.
And as you do that, because you are whistling along, you slip and aren't able to catch yourself and fall down, taking 1d6 piercing damage.
Ooh.
Which I rolled a 1.
Perfect.
You can't take half of 1 because you take half of piercing damage.
Oh, I do.
So you still take 1.
Cool.
And you notice it hurts a little bit. Maybe some of the shards get in between your rocks into your glowing essence. And then you go, oh, shucks, and move on.
Yeah, basically.
Everybody now make me a wisdom saving throw.
I don't know about this one, boys.
Oh my lord.
13. Wait, do we get
D4.
13?
Well, Regna, D4.
13.
So a D4.
I rolled a 9 plus a 4.
Everybody passed.
Hey.
Bahamut gets the highest roll here. So Bahamut, you're kind of like, screw these bones, and you start burrowing through the earth of this gully. And your head pops out of a trap, and you realize that someone had laid a trap with a bunch of spikes and bones at the bottom, and you pop back up to tell everybody that there's a trap there.
Look what I found.
Ho ho! Good job.
Amazing.
And as you continue on, everybody please make me a Constitution saving throw as you make it to the end of this gully.
Plus the D4.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
24.
13?
I got a nat 1.
Yeah, there's no way you're passing. Sorry. As you are all making it out of the gully, you climb up this log. You climb up this log to get to the top of this dried up river, and you decide that you're going to just forego the log and burrow your way up to the top. And as you do, your head pops out and hits this huge porous plant, kind of like a mushroom, but you're not sure that's what it is. And all these spores pop out, and you are going to become poisoned for the next hour, which is the next encounter that happens. So the next encounter you'll be poisoned, which means you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Unfortunately, if anybody has something that might be able to help with that, now is the time. You get one action each of you before heading on to the next encounter.
I don't know, Behemoth. I don't think I got anything for you. Let me take a look.
Oh, let's see. Maybe I got something here. Maybe I got something here. I pray, 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 pray. Seeking guidance, pray, pray, pray.
If you don't have anything, I'll tell you what. You can do a prayer check to the god, Behemoth. And if you get a nat 20, I'll say you cure him of one of those poisoned ailments.
Yeah, I think I just have a trait that fixes it, though.
Okay.
I don't, but I can talk to you with my mind. So I will make that religion check.
Yeah, give me a religion check.
All right.
If you get an nat 20, we'll say something fun happens.
No, 16. I have a negative 1 to religion, funny enough.
What?
Oh, wow.
He's reformed.
I'm reformed.
Yeah.
He's reformed.
Oh, yeah.
He's working on it.
We're all not perfect, Eekhom, but through his grace and his grace, we can all make ourselves better. Not you, though. You're poisoned. Sorry, I don't have anything for you.
And you still feel sick. All right.
I vomit like little pebbles.
Did you know that if you praise to Bahamut himself and devote your life to his platinum wings and his platinum ways and his shining goodness, then you too can be cured of this disease?
You're saying it wrong.
Saying what wrong?
It's Behemoth. That's my name.
Bahamut, yes.
Behemoth.
Bahamut.
All right, Eekhom. Behemoth will help you with your next survival check.
All right.
Please roll with advantage.
Survival.
Yes.
Incoming.
It should be easier. Gotta be better than that, though.
How about a 20, nat 20, 26?
Beautiful. As you are making your way up into the mountain, there are a lot less trees around this specific area, as you are still kind of in this dead area near the gully. You notice that there seem to be footprints heading to the northwest. Even though you thought they might be going northeast around the mountain, they're actually heading up into the mountain. And so that could potentially make your trip quicker, depending on your last survival check. Everybody look at Tony as he rolls a d8.
Yes, look at me.
Look at him. Stare at him.
Ignore 1s and 7s.
A 5.
As you make your way away from this dead area, it gets a little dense again, and the trees deeper up into the mountain are lusher and greener, and eventually you make your way towards an abandoned cabin. 1 floor. The windows are either broken or gone. There is a door. It looks like maybe it's been abandoned for 10 years or so.
I go and check it out.
Okay. How do you check it out?
I look in the window.
When you look into the window, you see that there is a broken down cupboard. There is a bed. There doesn't seem to be anything other than one room. Maybe this was someone's getaway cabin when they were fishing. And you do see a chest in the middle of the room at the end of the bed.
Oh, 100%.
Wait, Eekhom, isn't this the cabin of the hags that we, brutally destroyed?
But we wouldn't have left a chest.
We would not have
unopened.
left the chest. I feel like that's something we would have explored, yes.
Ooh, treasure. I start walking up.
Oh, wait!
Wait.
Through the window, we just see Bahamut walk in.
Yeah.
Oh,
The door's open.
Oh, wait, hold on. There's somebody walking towards it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, as you walk in, you see exactly what I said to you, and you can open the chest.
Okay, I open it reluctantly.
Yeah. You open the chest, and inside of the chest, you will receive. We're on 4. No, 5. You see 6 copper pieces, 10 silver pieces, and a bag of ball bearings.
Treasure.
Hey,
He just says treasure.
Hey, it wasn't trapped. I think it's safe if we go in there.
All right, Electrum, you're going to wait out here, okay? No, you cannot fit into the cabin. It could be dangerous. No, I'm not going to leave you. Yes, you're my main horse.
Stamps on the ground.
Hey, I nuzzle it. I put the crest of my nose against its nose. I'll be right back, I promise. And I go in the house.
The horse blushes and goes and lays down. As y'all go in the house, do you, Bahamut, do you share your loot with your friends?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't even think I took it out of the...
You just point.
Yeah, like pointed, just presenting it,
You all see the copper, the silver, and the bag of ball bearings.
So here's the thing. We have a tax system, okay? Like anytime we're supposed to find anything, I know you're new, but we gotta work this out, okay? So Dragon Guy over here needs some money for his gods. I need some for my, unfortunate demise of people that haunt me every day. And also we gotta get back to the humanitarians. And then that leaves the ball bearings for you.
I'm just happy to be with my best friend. And I look at Regna like side eye because I said friend because he said my name wrong.
Oh my god, that is him. He acknowledged me. Be cool,
All right,
Eekhom.
anybody who would like, if you would like to explore the cabin more, you can make me a perception or an investigation check to do a little once over.
I'm really good at perception.
I got a 15.
Yeah, I'll do perception.
Ooh, 25.
7.
Eekhom definitely finds this. So Eekhom, as you're going around, yeah, you were not
sniffing.
letting any stone, rubble, floorboard go unturned. And as you're kind of slinking around, Regna doesn't care so much, so he's just kind of like flipping over the mattress and just opening the cupboard. You do get a little help from B Money here.
Ooh.
As you both step on a loose floorboard that seems like it might be hiding something, and you both look at each other.
Very agile, and as soon as it creaks, I jump up and hit it with my staff, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. And then I pull my spear, and I pull up my spear.
You just missed my foot.
It's part of the job. And then I pull up my spear, and it's got the floorboard on it, and then I look inside.
Yes, inside you see a pair of sturdy gauntlets, leather gauntlets. And if you put them on, I will tell you what they give you.
Okay. I put them on.
You put them on, and you all kind of sit here for a little bit as Eekhom decides to attune to these items. This one item. And the bracers, they're more like bracers than gauntlets. They're leather bracers, and they make you feel like almost like they're wraps. They fit really nicely around your wraps even. And they are going to give you -1 to all incoming damage.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
I look at Eekhom like, wow, great job. And then I do the same motion that Regna did with his horse. Like forehead to forehead, like, mwah.
I don't know how to take that, but I got gauntlets, and I take the 2 gauntlets and I cling them together. Or bracers. What are they called? Something, or is that just?
They're not called something any particular. It's just a homebrew item. You just get -1 to incoming damage. So whatever the full damage is incoming, you get -1.
Is that what it goes for everything, right?
Everything
I just need to
except psychic damage. That's the only thing it doesn't stop.
Trying to get away with murder there, but didn't
Yeah.
work out. Saw through my plan.
Every possible kind of physical damage.
Okay.
All right. So you make your way out of the cabin and you continue on. It seems like you have a good idea where you're going now. Make me one last survival check, and you might have to do one more encounter if you fail, but I doubt you will.
I would say I need the advantage, but I don't. I got the 21 the first right off the gate. But you know what? I'll roll it for the heck of it, and I got another 21.
Incredible. As you make your way up the mountain path through denser woods, you see more of these footsteps, and then you notice the footsteps are starting to go northeast up a different mountain path, but then you decide to go down the other path that forks just in case, and you see that someone had cleverly brushed away a bunch of footsteps and tried to lure you away somewhere else, but they're actually going northwest.
Using my wood elf skills, I detect everything that's going on. I'm like, this way. We gotta go this way.
They almost rused us, but we remain unrused.
And as you make your way following Eekhom, you find yourself getting into denser and denser woods before making your way up to the rockier parts of the mountain. And all of a sudden, you stumble upon a hidden sanctuary of sorts. A druid's grove that looks untouched by time. Sunlight filters through a dense canopy of emerald leaves, casting dappled patterns on the soft, mossy ground. The air is thick with the scent of wildflowers and damp earth. Fireflies dance lazily in the golden light, and the distant sound of a babbling brook adds to the serene atmosphere. At the center stands a majestic, towering tree, its roots sprawling like great arms embracing the land. Nestled within its ancient trunk is a small, cozy cottage, seamlessly woven into the very essence of the tree itself. Vines and ivy climb up its bark, decorating the weathered wooden door and round, glowing windows. A chimney sculpted from gnarled roots puffs out gentle wisps of herb-scented smoke. Encircling the dwelling are deliberate rings of smooth, rune-carved stones, arranged for rituals or perhaps sacred druid rites. Just beyond the ritual stones, a lush overgrown garden can be seen, flourished with wild herbs, medicinal plants, and vibrant flowers in every shade imaginable. Strange glowing fungi sprouts along the fallen logs, and vines coil lazily around trellises of woven branches. At the heart of the garden stands an enormous Venus flytrap. Massive plant shudders at the slightest movement and snaps to catch a bird as it flies past. Small offerings of mostly dried meats are placed at its base, suggesting that it's not just a guardian, but perhaps a revered companion as well. Humming a traditional folk tune is an old woman with a hunched back and moss-covered cape. As she waves her crooked staff, water sprinkles from the shining cerulean crystal at the top. The flowers and plants around her bloom almost instantly as if healed by a sudden magical rain.
Would I happen to know who this woman is?
You know exactly who this is, yes.
I yell, "Mama!" and I start running, arms wide open.
What? Yes? Hello, is that who I think it is? Oh, Behummit, it's
my
good to
goodness.
see you.
I just go in for the biggest hug.
Oh, yeah.
Ow, 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 crushing, 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 ow. Lovely, but crushing. Who are your friends?
Oh, this is my best friend, Eekhom.
Ooh,
Wait,
He's Regna.
what? Hold on.
nice to meet you.
She puts a shaky hand towards you.
I just fist bump.
Oh, that was strange, but I am glad that you found friends.
And she pats you on your rocky-ish shoulder, I guess. Shell?
I look at the giant Venus flytrap. I look at all the lush green. I look at the old lady, and I use divine sense.
Yeah?
Yes.
Tell me what divine sense does.
As an action, you detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or known location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You can use this feature 4 times per long rest. After learning my lesson the first time, I'm just like,
you do that and your senses begin to tingle, and all of a sudden you feel this overwhelming sense of loveliness and warmth. You feel like this place is not holy, but spiritual in some way. And it is definitely a wonderful, good place to be. And as you look at the fireflies going around, buzzing around, you feel that if you looked harder into the distance, maybe you could find something celestial of some sort. But here is a good place to stay.
So nothing, he doesn't notice anything bad?
No.
Do I notice him casting a spell?
This is an innate thing. I'm not doing anything like special
okay.
to be like looking around.
Yeah.
This is like paladins have
part of
these
his nature.
sense. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And yes, my name is Regna. We are part of the Holbeck Humanitarians, and we are training your son. And I try to analyze the biology of this. Yes, we are training your son as a junior humanitarian. He is doing a bang-up job.
Oh, yes, the humanitarians. I've heard of you a little bit. I but once passed through your town just looking for some herbs and some spices I didn't have at the time. But I think you protect that town from the outside world
Yes,
and
yes,
other
my
sorts of
son.
danger.
Yes, of course.
That's
Wildlife
lovely.
and city folk alike, and of course the walls and all of the foliage that surrounds it.
Oh, yes? What does the JR stand for?
And she points a wrinkly finger at his belt.
I like lurch over because I'm not. I like lurch over to stare at it.
Right now, you know what this is if you forget it.
Yeah, it's a junior. It's like a
Junior reformer.
yes, junior. Yes, it's a junior reformer. We are teaching him our ways, and then he will go on his own and eventually, hopefully, spread the word and teach others once he is properly trained.
I've met so many people and learned so many things.
It's good. I hope they didn't give you trouble.
I look at Regna again.
No.
Eekhom, who's sitting in this like blissful place, feels very uncomfortable since he's a way of the long death monk, and he's just like, ugh.
As you look around, Eekhom, you kind of look around for maybe a more comfortable place to just exist.
Yeah.
And as you look around, you do find her pile of bones and rotting fruit and vegetables and like dead carcasses where she like lets things kind of ruminate and get ready to use as fertilizer for the land.
Ah, this is better. I'm gonna just sit under this shade and just bask in this little spot over here.
I walk over and I say, "Let me help you there." I use my staff of flowers and I create flowers all around it.
No.
I approached the. I'm sorry. What was her name again?
She has not told you, but he can.
Mohammed, what is your mother's name?
Shantae.
I go over to Shantae and I'm like, while your son and Eekhom frolic, I have a few questions to ask you.
Yes. Oh, I like that he's called my son. I never had one of my own, but he kind of feels like that sometimes.
Oh, follow up. First, have you seen any hooded hoodlums or dastardly thieves running through here? Cultists,
Oh, yes.
adorned with green trimmings, that of like an ancient green dragon, one of the most vile dragons.
Yes, of course. They are up there in the mountains, about an hour up. I know just the place. Bahamut, would you mind fetching me some water from the well down the way? It has run dry here. I have no more water for my cauldrons.
Yes, Mama.
Eekhom is holding his staff of flowers like, no, over there. When that happens, yeah, go get water. Go get water. While they're doing that, I just want to study like you said there's bones? And I'm like curious, like, wait a minute.
I'm forgetting the very basic word right now, but when you put stuff out in a bin
Compost?
to decay.
Compost.
Yes, compost. It's basically just a compost pile.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, nothing too crazy
She says
there.
cauldrons, and I squint, but then I shake my head and go back to my questioning, and I
Of course, right?
second. Okay, about an hour up the way. Okay. Have they bothered you before?
A little bit. Evil ones can't tend to see into this grove, but those pure of heart tend to be able to walk right in.
And she smiles at you.
Yes, well, I am forever walking in Bahamut's light. Speaking of that, did you name your son?
Yes, about that. Where you're going is... How do I put that? Where he was... It was born.
Yes. Have you ever seen him ever have cat-like eyes that glow deep blue with a frosty indigo tip?
No, nothing like that.
No. Not like a horseback mane, silver of hair, stretching
As
across
you
his
know,
like
of
mile-long body. None of that.
No. As you know, of course, around these areas, strange things happen all the time.
Yes. What I'm asking, is he a massive platinum dragon with a 70-foot wingspan?
What, like Bahamut?
You look at the armor and everything that's like clearly in representation of him. Yes.
No. You're silly. I like it. He found that name in a children's book.
Oh, of
About
course.
Bahamut.
Yes.
Misspelled it, of course, when he took it, but that was the name he liked the most.
There are a lot of children's books with Bahamut, like Bahamut be with you, potty training at Bahamut, and better eat your snacks, Bahamut. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just. It's the same respect for me as I give everybody else, but I just wanted to make sure. No sign of any 7 golden canaries?
She grabs your hand and like puts her other hand over yours in a sandwich.
He is not Bahamut.
Of course.
Shall I continue about his birth?
Yes. Yes, nice lady of nature and not of any other background. That might scare me.
I once upon a fight between a fire elemental and an earth elemental. And the strangest thing happened. The earth elemental perished, but as it fell down over one of the caverns, it crushed the home of a turtle. And, well, you see, not a day later, this creature came wandering into my grove. Not knowing where it came from, why it was here, but it could speak. It could speak. I believe he's good. I believe it's good.
I believe he is good too. I have a knack for these things.
I hope so. You might be able to help him out more than I ever could. I taught him my ways, but these old wrinkly fingers can't cast spells like they used to.
Squint.
Listen, where you're going is around where he was born. I believe they've made their hideout in that cave. I can give you the directions.
And she does draw you a map up to where you need to go.
Thank you. This means a huge, insurmountable how much this means to us, Shantae.
It's the least I could do for Bahamut's friends.
As Bahamut comes back with a pail of water.
I have not great strength, so it's very heavy for me, and I'm also 5'5", so it's almost touching the ground at this point. But I'm trying my best here.
You spilled like a quarter of it on your way here.
Yeah.
Doing great, Bahamut. Doing great. I'm just in my shade, just like cheering him on.
Thank you. What would I ever do without you? I wish you could stay longer, but you needed to go off into the world, Bahamut. I'm glad you found friends.
Don't worry, Shantae, I'll be safe.
Good. Now, like I blessed you when you left, shall I bless your friends? What do you say?
Of course.
Now I'm old, so I can only cast about one group spell a day, but I will try my best. I could enhance your weapons, perhaps. Better footwork? How about your willpower? Or maybe your vitality?
And she's essentially saying she can boost one of those 4 things, and you each pick as a group what you want as a group. It's not, she can't cast more than one spell because she's old.
All right.
Look, I huddle up with Regna, and I'm like, look, I don't want no spells cast on me, okay? But my weapon, I think I'm good with the weapon, okay? There's a weird vibe going on here. I don't know if you noticed it. I look around at the perfect garden.
Oh, I assure you, she is as forthcoming and earnest as she appears. And Bahamut is not a terrifying 1,000-foot dragon of holiness.
Bahamut eye twitches a little bit.
I look over at him and I'm like, yeah, that was a question?
Yes.
Oh, he's a turtle.
There's no time for this. I will educate you once we are back. But yeah, so here's a map. We need to follow these ways. But I agree. I think we should be blessed with our minds so that no one could evade our skulls with magical harm.
And what do you think, Mr. Turtle Rock?
Oh God, he's right here. He like sneaks up on me.
You're the tiebreaker. Weapons or willpower?
Weapons or willpower? What's willpower? Is it just like straight up damage?
You'll find out when she casts. Cast it on you.
It's a big unknown at this point.
Yeah,
Okay.
big unknown.
I'll say willpower.
All right, gather round, everybody. Come over here. It's a nice holy place.
And she tracks you to one of the little rune circles with the rock towers around it. And she kind of throws a bunch of herbs and things into a wooden bowl and begins to swirl her staff around and cast a magic as the three of you sit there and wait. And eventually you feel this power wash over you.
I think I'd rather be in that cave.
Why don't you feel comfortable here? It's nice and bright and sunny and cheerful and
The fireflies start to float around you, Eekhom, as this sense of holiness kind
there are
of...
bugs made of light trying to give you 1,000
I hate it.
orcs.
Oh my god, you're
Just feeling kinda sick.
amazing.
One like goes on your fingertip and smiles at you, B-Money. Just to really ruin Eekhom's day. And-
So what does it do?
And as this power washes over you and you see that Shantae is exasperated, you feel this sense of protection, and you will all have essentially you're all blessed for the rest of the day. So you have a 1d4, but it only works on saves for the rest of the day, not weapon attacks. So don't forget that you have enhanced willpower, 1d4 towards your saves. We'll talk about what the other stuff does in the after show, of course.
Cool.
All right. May the forest help you find your way up into the mountain pass.
Yeah. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go crawl out of my skin. Start walking.
Thank you very much, Shantae. I appreciate your hospitality, and you are a great and beautiful mother.
Yeah, I run up and give a big hug and be like, "Bye, Mama. I'll be safe. Don't worry."
Oh, I love you, bee baby. I love you. Owie, ow, ow, ow. Crushing, crushing, crushing. Very nice, but crushing.
And you probably have a couple minutes of pleasantries with who you consider your mom before the three of you head out.
While they have those couple minutes, I look at Regna. I'm like, you realize we just went through this entire forest, and he's lived here his entire life?
I mean, his entire life was 1 year, but yes.
But I mean, it's kind of weird that we stumbled upon all that stuff, and he didn't say anything, right?
It could have slipped his mind. I mean, you've had a busy day.
He comes frustrated.
I'm 85% sure she's not a hag. Although Cauldron was a bit of a set off, but I'm pretty sure she's not a hag.
And Behummit, maybe you talk a little bit about your druid mom as you walk along the path.
That entire place was not good. And if you think a turtle is a dragon, I mean, you're out of your mind.
Well, we share a
you
lot of similarities.
think that lady's a hag, and you think the turtle's a dragon. I don't know, man. Things are weird.
Listen, first of all, turtles and dragons have a lot in common. And I go off about these comparisons for the rest of the way as we follow the map.
And as you go forward, Behummit probably tells you how he learned to be a druid. And this is the first time you understand that he's a druid. Learning from her and her ways. She's a little too old to do the druid fighting, but taught him all the magic stuff. You think maybe this druid could be helpful in the way to come. As you move forward up into the mountain pass, the trees dwindle away and it becomes a lot rockier. It's a bit greener and perhaps there's more dirt on this mountain than rockier mountains. So you normally see trees up here, but in this area, there seems to be a little more death. There seems to be a little more nothingness, as you can tell.
Finally home.
As you can tell that whoever stays around here brings death with them. And eventually find your way to a crumbled cave passageway. And Behummit, you immediately get flashes of crawling out of this cave, not knowing where you are, being disoriented, not knowing what world this is.
I immediately want to go back into my shell.
You see this rock elemental, the rocks crumble into its shell, but it doesn't create a hole. It just creates a blockage
Yeah.
portion where the rock is as he's trying to hide.
Helmet, we can't dwindle. And I start just like scooting him across, like rolling him into the cave. Look, we're going to this cave. If you made me go into that garden, going into my place now. And I keep rolling him.
This place, I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
What bad thing ever happened in a cave?
I cast light.
All this bad stuff. You need to work with us. I cast light. It's good to cast light. It's a good thing to have in a cave. Eekhom, I believe you have dark vision.
Yes.
And so does your rocky companion. As you go into this crumbling cave, it's a little tough to get through the entrance. You can tell they left it crumbling to be a nuisance so people would think not to go in here. And as you work your way through this winding little tunnel, everybody make me a perception check.
Well, I got a nat 1.
B Money makes it with advantage, actually, because this is
Okay.
related to you.
Thank you.
2.
Oh, I have.
All right.
So if you have proficiency, you get advantage, right?
No.
Oh, it's just
So you get a help action, but everybody did it solo, so.
got it.
You
I got
add
15.
your proficiency bonus.
15.
Behummit, as your companions are walking ahead, you stop for a moment as something catches your eye, and the light from outside barely shines off of something ivory, and you veer off the path for a second, and in a little cove, this little alcove in the cave, you see this, what looks like a crushed nest and turtle bones. And for a second, you see this flash, this image in your head, and it feels like you are protecting a bunch of turtle babies, and you see a bunch of turtle babies shouting and screaming as the cave is crumbling above them. And then when you flash back, you see this crushed skeleton of an adult turtle crushed underneath the rocks.
Mm-hmm. I think I just walk up and I look back and I just say, I think I was here before.
Ugh. I hope that wasn't you.
I slow
Yeah, really?
turn. I slow pan to Eekhom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in my place of greatness, and when we're in the frolicking gardens, all of a sudden everyone could be happy-go-lucky. We go into one cave, all of a sudden now we gotta be all fucking sad and depressed. I march forward, I'm frustrated.
Is my horse fit in here?
No.
Okay, my horse is outside waiting.
Yeah, you all had to crawl to get under here.
Lecture would have loved it in here. I continue forward.
Echoes from the front of the cave. And then you press forward, and as you go forward, all of a sudden you start to see glowing colors meet your eyes. Torches also come into view as you make your way into a small cave room. As you enter this cave room, you see this giant obsidian platform in front of you. On top of it is a clear, almost frosted white crystal. To the sides, to the left side and the right side are two smaller obsidian platforms with a glowing white spell circle or rune circle, whatever you want to call it, on the left, and an almost inverted kind of photo-negative black on the right platform. To the farthest left portion of the cave, the back portion of the cave to the left is a red circle. In the back right corner is a yellow spell circle, and in the front blue, in the front right is a blue circle.
Is there anything else in the room?
You would have to walk around.
All right, I'll go up to the main crystal and start looking around it.
Eekhom,
as you
this
work
is
your
your
way-
home. This is your environment. Do your thing.
Yep, on it. And I use my dark vision as I start looking around as I get away from the light that is Regna.
There are a couple dim torches in here, and the glow of these spell circles is also illuminating the room a little bit. It is all dim light. There's no real bright light except like within 10 feet of the torches. As you make your way around the obsidian platform, we'll call it, you see a giant stone altar on the other side of the obsidian platform, rested against the obsidian platform, and on the most north part of the room in the center is a giant steel door with 4 platforms, 2 on the left and 2 on the right, that look like fire pits are kind of rested there, almost like bowls where you could put wood.
Maybe this is too far, but I feel like, would I be able to, I don't know, like will the knowledge of what's going on here, given that a past life of me has been around here?
History check?
It would be with disadvantage because there's a chance that the cultist might have been scoping out the cave while your past self was alive. So with disadvantage, you could do a history check.
History check, okay. Okay, well, not one, so.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no cultist came, like, to your knowledge, you've been alive for 4 years.
Yeah.
Or something around there. And you never went back to that place because you didn't like the vibe and you just wanted to kind of figure yourself out. So this is your first time back in, and you don't remember any of this.
Copy.
I see B-Helmet looking real hard and doing a think, and then all of a sudden be like, ow. When I look back, you okay?
I make the that's a raven face.
I would like to look at the altar.
Yes, when you look at the altar, you see a stone book carved into the top of the altar with something written on it, something engraved on it.
If this is blasphemous, I swear to him. And I read it.
When you look closer, you see it is written in primordial.
Ah, dang. I do not know primordial.
I do. And I walk up.
What? Oh.
Yes, Regna, as you get pushed aside, the helmet goes over.
Oh, of course.
And his eyes begin to glow even brighter, and he almost goes into a trance. And as he goes into a trance, he becomes almost the shape of a normal rock elemental, no longer in a turtle form, as he begins to buzz with magical energy.
Yep. And I'm walking over to the red little altar in the corner and examining it while he's reading.
It says, on the 8th day, Lugrindo found the emerald shards and stole it from Borgoth's name. On the 9th day, he crossed the Everstone Sea. A storm darkened the sky over swirling waves. On the 12th day, he gathered 9 pigs for sacrifice. On the 13th day, Borgoth's servants rose from the mud.
Well, I guess we gotta figure out what this does. And
Don't mess with the red circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put your hand on the red circle, and as you put your hand on the red circle, you see that the gemstone in the middle of the room glows bright red.
Wait. Hit, yo.
You keep your hand on the red circle?
Yes. Someone go hit the yellow one.
You want me to hit the yellow one?
Yep.
I punched the yellow one.
You punch the yellow one, and because you lift your hand off, you see that the gem in the middle turns from a red to a deep orange, and then flashes off and goes back to its see-through state.
All right, I touch the blue one.
When you touch the blue one and you hold your hand down on it, the gem glows a bright blue.
Even though I'm holding the red one still.
It's basically like you need to take your hand off to reactivate it after it deactivated, because Regna deactivated it and closed the
it's like
circuit
a
when he lifted his
puzzle
hand
for
off.
children. Of course. That explains the steel door and the 4 unlit torches. Of course. I put my hand back on the yellow.
As you put your hand on the yellow, the crystal turns from a bright blue to a emerald green. And then all of a sudden you see this magic build up in the gem, and then it shoots a firebolt at the first, we'll call it a, what do you want to call it, a column? A fire column?
A brazier.
Brazier's usually on the wall, right? I guess it doesn't have to be.
No, braziers can be
brazier.
on the floor or ceiling.
You know,
Love
I
it.
liked fire pit.
Fire tower.
There you go.
It shoots out of the fire tower, is now lit up with a, oh, look at that, lit up with a emerald flame.
Okay, I think I got it.
All right.
If we look through all the days, there is some form of color. The first one's emerald. I'm assuming the second one is storm dark in sky, so maybe it's just black. So I'm gonna go up to the black circle and just touch it.
Yep, with everybody's hands off, you go and put your hand on the black one, and it turns this photo negative dark energy black in the gem. Nothing happens.
I go touch the white stone.
Wait, no. Wait,
You touch the white stone.
I try to stop Regna.
Too late.
No.
He touches the white stone, and it turns a deep gray, and nothing happens. The lights go off. The emerald torch extinguishes.
Oh,
All right, Behemoth. Hit the black one, and I'm gonna hit the blue one at the same time.
okay.
So he hits the black one, and then I press the blue one.
I see the error of my ways. However, I'm pretty sure these need to go in sequence of how they're listed, in the order of which the braziers are.
Yeah. Oh, the first one went out?
Yes.
Yeah, first one out.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we do the first one again.
Okay.
So, Emerald, ready? Go.
You do the emerald one,
Yeah.
and the green goes on. Hits that firebolt, green flame, on.
Okay, we do the black and the blue one. So I look at Behemoth. I'm saying, all right, press the black one now.
All right, and I press it.
And then I press the blue one.
Yes, as you press the blue one, it illuminates blue, and as the black one turns on, it becomes this deep, almost ocean-like blue. And the gem goes off and shoots a firebolt. Already put one there. And shoots a firebolt into the brazier and lights it up with a deep blue flame.
9 pigs. All right, well, I mean, it's definitely red.
Is it red and white though?
It's gotta be because the last one.
9 pigs for sacrifice. Swine. Pork. Tasty. Yeah, I think it might just be red.
All right, well, I pushed the red one because we know that.
You push the red one, and the gem in the middle glows up a bright red.
And then I go to the white question.
It's gotta be white or yellow.
Push the white one.
Yeah.
You put the white one, and the gem turns into this pink color. Expands with magical energy, and then shoots a firebolt into the third brazier.
It's gotta be red and black.
I mean, I don't know if Behemoth knows color theory, but ManWithGlass does.
Roll a wisdom.
Because I think I know what the answer is, but
You can all use your personal knowledge for this.
Okay,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna.
that's
You
fine.
figure out how it makes sense with your character. That's on you.
I do think all 3 of the primary colors at once make brown.
I think he's right.
Behemoth has probably been like toying with like flower petals and like mushing them to make paints.
Here,
Definitely.
we tell Behemoth to go and press the black one, but he wasn't listening because he was messing with flowers, and he goes and pushes the blue one while me and Regna are on the red and yellow one.
Well, you see, Eekhom, before I was reformed and before I had followed the ways of Tiamat and doing skooma in the city streets, I did go to art school.
Uh-huh.
What? All right, Eekhom, you put your hand on the red one.
Yeah, and then I
Regna.
yell Regna to
On
do
the yellow.
And
money?
Behemoth does
Doing blue?
Blue, yeah.
You see that it turns red, and then it turns orange, but then you add blue, and it turns this deep brown. And it shoots this brown, disgusting, almost mucky flame into the last brazier, and the door in front of you, you feel the room rumble, and you hear stone grinding against stone as the door pushes to the side. As the doors open, you start to hear chanting and ritualistic drumming. As you press forward into this cavern, it is a straight shot forward as you make your way into the den, the lair of the cultists.
Cultist activity makes me sick.
As you make your way into the cultist den, 2 cultists look back and immediately see you and go, "We're under attack! Everybody! All hands on deck!" And everybody will roll me initiative.
The name's Armos, warlock, detective, collector of cursed punch cards and questionable decisions. The Tome of Forgotten Episodes, a legendary artifact holding the untold tales of every whispered NPC's backstory and lore too wild for broadcasting, was gone. stolen from the vault beneath Lord Baron's divider, and I had just one suspect. Everyone. So Reginald and I did what we do. We hit the streets and find proof, and our first stop, a bar where danger pours heavier than the drinks. They called themselves Humbrea's heroes, regulars at the last mug, experts in half-truce and full tankard. Jonathan Prado swore the tome was just a metaphor. A voice from the back corner, Bjorn Battleborn, a metaphor. Nah, I heard it was just wrapped in bacon and vanished mid-bite. Drow coming forward saying, no, you're all wrong. It turned into a duck and flew away mid-boss fight. I swear on my mug. Sludge Lone Star coming up, slurring his speech, says the tome became his familiar and then it exploded. The Heart stumbling up swears it was at the end of the bar and it looked like cheese and was vibrating? John Carroll said that he once heard it whisper riddles, but he thinks it might have been the ale as well. Iskor Storm said that it vanished without paying its tab. Tazlin thinks that the book is still in the room with them and is currently blinking at them. Johnny Tar the parrot's just squawking, roll initiative, roll initiative. Jesus, the tome, it's just a frosty bedtime story to scare new players. And Charcoal Darts is currently just passed out on the ground. Finally, a lead. ManWithGlass quietly leans in. You're all wrong. It was stolen. No magic, no metaphor. I saw a paw print outside the vault. Someone didn't break in. They were already inside. Finally, a lead with some weight as Reginald twitches a little bit in the corner. Sidget College just sent me a letter. We're on the move. Let's go, Reginald. As Armos and Reginald get to the Sidget College, they're met by David LaChance. Technically, the totem exists in all timelines simultaneously. Arius and Sendis from the back of the room. Maybe the tome didn't vanish? Maybe it ascended. Punk raised his hand. Yes, you. Last I heard, it corrected a bard mid-performance, and it compusted of shame. Saint Chaos runs up quickly. You don't find the tomb finds you. Sergio Rodriguez ran the numbers, and it disappeared on a Tuesday. Nothing vanishes on a Tuesday without planning. And a voice from the back all of a sudden. Mongo. I held it once. Big book. Good weight. Smells like power. And regret. With this lead being unhelpful, they decided, you know what this needs? We need to find a motive. We gotta consult the Bloodshard Bandits. First up is Shirley. Look, I didn't steal it, but I would have, for the fame. Just as she finishes saying that, Knockbach walks into the room. Last time I saw the tome, it tried to correct my lore, and I blacked out. Morgan Uther, everyone's asking where the tome went. Nobody's asking if it wanted to leave. Craig Dawnbringer speaks up out of nowhere. I arm wrestled a mimic once. Very unhelpful. Slide from behind Armos. It didn't disappear. It was removed. Potentially with flair, and then leaves the room. And finally, Artemis steps up. I saw it. Midnight. Fog everywhere. It hummed. Then it was gone. From all of the information from the Bloodshard Bandits, it seems like this was a high-level magic. Controlled. Clean. We gotta figure it out. What's this? Something's outside. Reginald and Armos run outside to find the shadow smugglers. Before Armos and Reginald can get out of the building, Jet Tillich drops from the ceiling. It's not just a tome, Armos. It's leverage. Reese Evergon. The moment my loot hit the final note, the lights dimmed, the drinks froze, and the tome was gone. The Dread perks up while outside with Armos and the rest of the crew and decides to say, it wasn't stolen, it was invited. Big difference. And then finally, the biggest clue that we've gotten so far, Julius Kendrick, the vault of yours never locked. Someone on the inside must have known the phrase. And I bet you already know who. And then Armos turned to Reginald immediately and saw a glint on Reginald's paw. And then finally put all the pieces together. You stole a dimensional artifact because the episode wasn't ready?
I did it. I did it, Armos. I took the tome.
Wait a second, let me look at that.
I just wanted him to be perfect.
You still haven't picked the intro music.